I feel like sometimes I can be very sensitive too from whom it's coming from. So if you say something to me that is like negative toward, I'll give you an example. One day, I was going through the divorce. I was living at home, and I hope Dad isn't upset that I shared this. But I had to go back to the house. Right, I had to live with Mom and Dad for 10 months. I was with y'all.
Yeah, we was there.
Yeah, so depressed, couldn't really get out of bed, all of that stuff.
I apologize for that.
Not you.
No, but I feel like we all shared a hand in that, but go ahead.
Yeah, so depressed, could not figure out my way through it. And I remember me and Dad had gotten to a heated argument, and he was like, "You're not being a good parent right now." Ooh. I knew I wasn't being a good parent, but to hear him say that, because I care about him and how he looks at me and how he feels, and a lot of stuff that I've done in my life, especially now moving past the rebellious stage and really getting my life together, I have done for his approval. Like for his, you know what I'm saying? It's also mine. But like for me to go back to school and graduate, that was not just my success. That was Dad's success. That was Mom's success. That was everybody. Right? I wanted everybody to be proud of that. All of y'all have it.
Look, I'm over here. I'm gonna just write it down so that can be a different topic later. Because I feel like you was about to say something.
But when Dad said what he said to me, it was who he was that said it that hurt the worst. But it was the truth. It was definitely the truth. But I'm sensitive. I'm fragile. Too. So because you said, now anybody else out here, y'all already know, I will rumble with the best of them. I have no problems with that. But when it comes to people that I care about, and for them to come at me.
But this is my question. Why did you feel like he was coming at you?
He
wasn't coming at you.
But she said she's sensitive. She said she's sensitive.
That's fine.
When it comes to those.
That's fine.
But he was coming at. I mean,
he was coming at you because he needed it. There was nowhere
else to go. Right, but I mean, we were in a heated conversation, and that came out, and I know that was the truth. Again, so let's just say if my husband were to say something to me that was hurtful,
triggered that. Like
like I'm hurt.
Yeah.
So now I need to process it. Okay, I hear you. But in that moment, I'm angry.
Yeah.
Like, babe, you done gained a whole lot of weight, boo. What's happening?
But you probably was just upstairs looking in the mirror, knowing or feeling that way. And now...
Or...
Sometimes things are said in the wrong... Like, in the moment that you can't... It's hard to not be sensitive.
And I say this. Sex is the number one thing. Men are always just like, why we can't switch it up? Why we can't do this? Babe, I'm trying to do this with you. Blah, 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 blah. The woman doesn't take it as, oh, he wants to try something different. It's like, well, what's wrong with what I've been doing? Why you ain't feeling what I'm doing? You want something else? You want somebody? We take it to another level.
I changed my hair for you, baby. What's up?
You know what I'm saying? Like, we take it to another level and we get sensitive with it. So for me... I don't care, and I always used to say that. It's how you say it to me. No, it's not, because I don't care how you say it to me. It's still going to hurt me. But you got to give me a minute to get past that hurt. Just give me a second. Now I know, going through therapy and stuff like that, I need a second to process it. So now I can come back and say, okay, I feel you. What is it that you want? Now, I ain't doing nothing ridiculous, but I got you. Whatever I need to do, that's fine. But then also, if I feel that way, he needs to also be able to process it and come back and change it. But I'm serious, like because y'all do it to me all the time. Especially our youngest brother. You know, if you fat, you fat. He gonna tell you,
Lord,
you fat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I feel like what I was trying to say is like, yo, because we was all there. All of us was there. Like, it was you. It was your two kids. It was Mom. It was Dad. It was Mo and Christy. No?
Yeah.
And it was me and my ex.
Right.
All of us was in the same house. All of us was in that same house. Yep. So it was, but what you was going through it was tough on all of us. Like it was adding weight
y'all to watch her go.
You know what I'm saying?
That, yeah.
But it was adding stress to that whole environment.
Yeah,
but we knew what it was. COVID. We knew what it was, and we had no way to get through to you. So that's probably where that, I don't know, I mean, I don't have dates and all that, but that's probably where that conversation came from, because we were talking amongst each other because you weren't participating. Like, I mean, but you was going through it, and I apologize because I was like, I was going through divorce myself while she was living there.
Right.
I knew that was happening. Like, we knew that's where the end,
and
where that road was.
And even like my therapist told me, she was like, you are one to isolate. You are one to go
That's
off,
me too.
hibernate,
I do.
go under a rock, fix it so nobody else has to deal with it. In that moment, because I was forced to, and I'm blessed to have a place to go if things didn't work out, but I was forced to be in this environment with all of these people who has never really seen me as low as I was at that moment.
But you needed to be in that environment.
I mean, now...
No, I'm saying you were, like, it happened for a reason, because if you probably was separate, they wouldn't have really seen all. But
that was the point, though.
Yeah.
Because I'm always so tough, and I'm always so strong, and I'm always, you know, it's crazy because it's like, that's how people see me, and it's like, oh, she got it. Oh, she good. She don't, you know what I mean? Where I have gone through legit depression. So at the end of the day, it's like, if my husband was to come to me and say something like that, I really have to, now I know, I have to process it. Back then, I would have flipped all the way out.
Flip the table.
Like, we going toe for toe.
Yeah.
I am no longer that person. I had to figure out what that was and how to evolve as a woman and not just always be at his throat. You know what I'm saying? So I say all that to say it's like there's communication. It's a way to communicate with your spouse, and you got to figure that out. You have to figure out what, you know, which way.
Like, y'all got to figure that out.
No, like, Dad was like, when Mom said, I don't want a man that yells at me, Dad was like, he always hears that. He said that in the episodes prior.
Right.
He heard that from her, and he respected it enough that he holds that in his heart.
No, when I say y'all have to figure that out, what I'm saying is that, yeah, he heard that, but it might be something else that
he doesn't hear.
That Mom might say that he doesn't hear, and y'all have to figure that out together. So,
oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be some things that he's gonna say to you that he might not say in the right way, or he might not say and you might not get it, and y'all have to go back and forth and figure out what that line of communication looks like.